Black Bulldogs.
I'm your host for today, Lukas Paulos.
And I'm your other host, Senn's future prom king, Davion Holmes.
Keep saying that and it actually might happen one day.
Confidently, I feel like it's going to happen.
But in other news, if you happen to be a junior or a senior, you might remember having to do a little thing called a personal project.
If you don't remember, then a personal project is a way for students to be creative and innovatively present an idea that can possibly change the world in a positive way.
Every year, sophomores spend months researching their ideas until they're able to present them to an audience.
We asked current students what would they advise for incoming sophomores. Let's hear what they had to say.
Well, I'll be happy to. They are the culminating project for all sophomores in the middle years program, which are all sophomores at Senn. So there's about 350 of them this year. I think last year it was a weird situation because students had time at home to do hobbies, and it was kind of a pandemic thing to take some time to try something new. So personal project really fit in to what students were doing at home during remote learning. And this year it's been a little tougher. They've got 7 classes, they're in school all day. If you want to do a hobby like learning how to skateboard or crochet or learning like speeding up your swim stroke, like you have to work around a lot of time management. So it's been a little bit more challenging, I think, surprisingly, for sophomores to fit in their personal project learning goals into their everyday lives. I think, we tried to create a lot of class time for students to be able to work on personal projects because we really recognized that time management was a struggle. So they had over 4 weeks to work in class on it. I think a lot of students have gotten creative. I think, in general, pandemic or no, sophomores sometimes struggle to figure out what to pick. Because if you pick one thing, you're letting go of a lot of other things. So we've had everything from like comic book designs to music composing to dance choreography to art to learning how to drive stick shift. So it's been really fun to like see what the sophomores come up with. I think the most impressive thing is the level of reflection that students are doing on their process. I think sometimes it can be very hard to figure out what works and doesn't work. So we've got students talking about everything from I made sure that I had a spot on a couch and did listen to music and had the snack so I could stay focused to
That brought back some memories.
Sure did, didn't it?
Oh, God.
Back on March 10th and April 22nd, Senn held their movie night for the seniors.
For March 10th, they screened Grown Ups, and for the movie night in April, Senn screened a horror movie, The Conjuring.
Let's watch.
Everyone enjoyed soda pop and a funny movie, so I'm looking forward to keeping this going and then keeping the stream of senior events going, right? We have luncheon and prom and senior night or lock-in night, so I'm hoping that everyone gets involved and does what they want to do.
Whew, chilling.
Damn. Mom, come pick me up.
Moving on, earlier this year, first year's design students, teachers created an event called Shark Tank.
Much like the show, students share out their business ideas to teachers at Senn that are willing to invest.
Let's check out the prospects.
My name is Colin, and today I saw a lot of students do their ideas about the Shark Tank and producing their idea in a positive way.
Well, we saw that janitors were complaining about clients were complaining to janitors about how much money they were spending on water every time they came in that month. So we decided to make this product to help the janitors save more money. And to help the people save money. We're thinking we just put a drain in try to lower the prices of water bills type stuff. So, but then I just had an idea that what if we just make a filter that just so they could use the same water over and over again, which would cost them less money. I liked it a lot. I felt like I actually got time to think in my head in class this time. So it was kind of fun building and writing the math equations and figuring out how much money our company is making. So yeah.
Actually, my group's idea, I came a little late when I came to the school, so they already came up with the idea and the process of it. So they came up with an idea of a backpack turned into a chair, and I was the graphic designer, so I came up with the idea about drawing it. So I drew 2 designs, a briefcase and an actual backpack. And they took the backpack over the briefcase. So they told me to make it better in a way that it will be presented for today's presentation. Yeah, I learned that with like coming up with good ideas can actually help people in a way by different meaning of use, and yeah.
Well, our idea was to support doctors and nurses, and it was like a muscle massager, but we stepped it up, and we wanted to keep up with high tech, like our future generations are evolving. So we made a built-in vibrator that will help signal the body when they are in danger of cramps and muscle strain. That way they don't have to end up with cramps in the first place. So we had one main deal where 3 sharks wanted, well, 2 of them wanted 6% and 1 of them wanted 2, I think. And they offered 85 each, and through counter offering, we ended up being 200,000 for 15%. And I think that was a really good deal considering we wanted it to be around 15%. We didn't want it to go into the 20s. So yeah, I'm really proud of my team, and yeah, I'm happy with it.
On April 18th, Senn's fine arts students performed various monologues at Victory Gardens Theater for semi-final rounds of August Wilson Monologue competition.
Though the event itself was private, the Senn crew managed to interview Mr. Schrader on what the occasion might have been like. Here's what we got.
So for the last 7 years, we've been doing an August Wilson Monologue Festival here at Senn. And so each of the ensembles, first year, sophomore, junior, and senior, get to perform their monologues as a performance piece for the school. And we did that about 2 weeks ago. Generally, we do that during Black History Month, but because of Omicron, we had to bump it back to March. Well, this year, actually, it's more like what we have been doing, what we did before the pandemic. So it's different in the sense of that last year we only did video. So they submitted monologues by video, and there was no semifinal round. So we did the preliminary round, and then they just went to finals. The other thing that's different is that the nationwide aspect of August Wilson, the competition is no longer, so it's just a citywide competition. They're revamping it to be national for next year. So we've been doing August Wilson as part of a partnership with Victory Gardens Theater for the last 8 years. All of the students are assigned a monologue from one of August Wilson's plays. August Wilson was an American playwright who wrote a play for every decade in the 20th century. So there are 10 plays that he wrote that talk about the Black experience in America from each decade. And so this competition started I think it was in Atlanta with True Colors Theater. And they started there with, they found monologues, and students would get monologues, and they performed these monologues for competition. And it went nationwide, and so we're part of that. And so we participate in the Chicago August Wilson Monologue Competition. The students are assigned a monologue, or if they're a senior, they get to choose their own monologue. And they read the play that their monologue is from, and then they memorize their monologue. They workshop their monologue with a teaching artist that we have from Victory Gardens his name is Robert Cornelius. He's been a wonderful teaching artist and partner with us for the last 8 years. We workshop the monologues, and then here at school, the monologues are all of our classes. So it's first year through, it's in Senn Arts, so it's the first years through the senior classes. All present their monologues for adjudicators that are provided to us by Victory Gardens Theater, and then we take the top 20 of top scoring of all of our students in the Senn Arts program, and then we send them to the city preliminaries. The city preliminaries happened, I think it was 3 weeks ago, and of the 20 that we sent, we had 12 who qualified for the semifinal round, which is going to be happening the Monday after we get back from spring break, which is April 18th. And there were over 200 students who participated from throughout the city, so it's a pretty good representation for Senn to have 12 in the semifinals. They chose 60 out of those 200.
Before spring break, the Senn TV crew went around asking Senn students what were their goals for the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look.
So, what are your goals for fourth quarter?
My goals for fourth quarter are to get a lot of sleep, to increase my patience with my students. But my goals for my students are to learn the verb conjugations, especially for my Spanish 1 class.
I just want to pass the school year. I want to get high school over with, move on.
Yeah, same, honestly. Okay.
To be successful and be on time in every class and do better than I did last quarter.
Thank you. I'm not going to talk academically, and for fourth quarter, I just hope I do well in tennis most of the time, so yeah.
All right, thank you.
Fourth quarter, few goals. One mainly is to make sure everyone kind of survives the last quarter, because kids get kind of stressed and tired, adults get stressed and tired, so I just want to make sure everyone's finishing, especially the seniors who are looking to graduate.
I'm just trying to get my GPA up. So far, that's what I've been doing, trying to focus on college. I already know where I'm going. I'm going to go to ISU. But so far, I've just been trying to keep my grades up, my attendance getting better, and that's overall.
For me, I'm trying to get my grades up, specifically my 2 passing classes that I have to get, because at the end of the year, it's those 2 classes are required to graduate, and I'm not failing them, but I'm at risk, so I'd rather not put them at risk.
All right, thank you. Okay, so what are your goals for the fourth quarter?
My goals for the fourth quarter are really focusing on having great relationships with students and staff so that we can end the year strong and then hopefully be able to start the next year on good terms.
Lovely, thank you.
Honestly, kind of be a little bit more consistent with the way I'm turning in my work. Work on my tendency to procrastinate, better time management, better organizational skills, and keep an A/B average if I can. Yeah.
Well, Lucas, let's finish the episode, my boy.
Alright, but before that, you trying to play spin the wheel?
Man, what you trying to do?
Man, if it land on yellow, you already know what Edwin finna have to do.
If it lands on purple, Mr. C gonna have to buy some more pieces, so what's up?
Trying to spin first?
I got you.
Right,
you need to be somebody else.
Chuck this thing.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yes! We need that pizza, my boy. We need that pizza, my boy.
I did not agree to this.
We need that pizza, my boy.
Not true.
Look, guys. Look, until next time. Toot some goose.
Damn.